Good morning students. Today first I will discuss about the questions that is based on previous video. What is the difference between data and information? Data is a collection of unprocessed or raw in items which can include text, numbers, images, audios and videos. Next question, write short notes on manual database and computerized database. A manual database is a database which is based on paper, that is data is written on paper. Example, phone book. A computerized database means data that we stored in computer in an organized and structured form, and it is more useful in terms of speed and ease. It can be done by Oracle, or you can say database application. Next question, what is database? A database is a data structure that stores organized information. Most databases contain multiple tables which may each include several different fields. For example, a company database may include tables for products, employees, and financial records. What are the components of DBMS? Hardware, software, data, procedures, database access, language. Good morning students. Today I am going to teach you MS Access. In this session you will learn about how will you create database, how will you create table. You can create table in two ways. Either you will use design view or you will use datasheet view. Later on, I will discuss more topics. First, you need to know how will you create database. First, what will you do? You will start MS Access. MS Access. Now here you can see MS Access. Okay. Then what will you do? First, you will click on blank database. Okay. By default, it has been selected. So here you can see this is blank database. You can change database name. Suppose you want to create a student database. So here you can give name student database. Okay. Database has been created. Isn't it? You can see the name student database. Under student database, you can give or you can enter student information. Okay. You will click on the table. Here you can see design view. Okay. Table 1. You can give name student information. Okay. Here you can see this is the design view of the database. What will you do? Here you can see this is by default. This is the primary key. You will deselect this primary key. Okay, here you can change ID. So you can give student ID. Student ID. That will be auto number. Auto number means it will generate numbers automatically. Then here you can write name and name field will be text data type. Why it will be text data type? Because you have to enter characters or text. Okay. Now next will be address. Address. Okay. That will be also text data type. Why it will be text data type? Because in text data type you can store alphanumeric characters. Alphanumeric means alphabet as well as numbers. Alphanumeric characters. Okay. Here you can give description. In description you will write here student ID, that already understood. Here you can write students ID. Okay. Students name. Student name. Then here you can write student number, address. Okay, student address. Saved. Here you can see student ID, name and address. Table has been created. Now I'm going to enter data. Student name, address, okay. When you will enter, it will take automatic number. Here you can see it will generate numbers automatically. Okay students, so have you understood how will you create database and how will you create table using design view? Now you are going to learn how will you create table using datasheet view. Okay. Here you can take data type. Suppose you want to enter number. Okay. You want to write contact number. Contact number. Here you will take number data type. Okay. Then what will you do? Okay. Again, if you want to enter date, you can give here date and time data type. You can write DOB, means date of birth, or you can write directly date of birth. Okay. I will give number, telephone number. How many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then okay. It will not allow. Why? You have to go to in design view. First you will save name, table name. Here you will give suppose employee information, employee information. Okay, here you can see you can remove primary key. Later on I will discuss what is primary key. That time it was not taking 10 digits numbers. So what will you do? You will select this particular row. Here you can see long integer. You can change here. You can take double. Means you can give more numbers, more than 10 numbers. That is why I have taken here double. You will save. Okay. Open. Now how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and one more 10. Okay. Then here you can enter date, date of birth, or you can change from here. Date of birth. Okay. Again you can enter another telephone number. Then you can give another date of birth. Okay. So students, you have already understood how will you create database using design view and datasheet view. Okay. This part is called datasheet view and this part is called design view. Okay. That is called design view. Here you can see the name and this is called datasheet view. Datasheet view. Okay. How will you insert record? Here you can see okay. When you will close this, suppose you want to add new field, what will you do? Insert row. Here you can write, suppose this is student information table. If you want to add contact number, here you can add contact number. Okay. You can here means data type will be number data type, or you can take text data type also, but I will take number data type. You have to change here because in long integer you cannot insert more than 9 numbers. Okay. So I will change the long integer into double. Okay. Contact number of student, or you can write here student contact number. So here you can see this is student contact number. You will save. When you will open this table, you will get more field. Here you can insert contacts. How many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more 10. Okay. So here you can insert number. If you want to delete any field, you can delete field. I will open this table in design view mode. I want to delete date of birth field. Okay, when you will save, see one more field has been deleted. Okay. Now next is I will show you what is data types. There are different types of data. First data type is auto number. It will generate numbers automatically. Next is text data type. It is used to store data that contain letters, digits, spaces, and special characters. It has a limit of 255 characters and cannot be used for numeric calculations. Next, your memo data type. It is used to store long text comments. This type has a limit of 63,999 characters. Next, number data type. It is used to store numeric value. It can also hold symbols such as decimal points and commas. Next, date and time data type. It is used to store date and time values. Next, currency. It is used to store currency values. Next, auto number. I have already discussed what is auto number. This is used when you want a sequential series of numbers to be generated automatically. The initial value is 1 and with each record the value is incremented by 1. Means suppose first first value will be 1, then next value will be 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, means incremented by 1. Next, yes no data type. It is used for yes or no, true or false or on off values. Next, OLE object. It is used to store spreadsheets, Word documents, drawings, photographs, etc. Means when you will use this data type, if you want to insert a spreadsheet document, Word document, paint document or photographs, then you will use OLE object. Next, hyperlink. It can link to websites, email address, files on your computer, files on a LAN or virtual any other location. Means it will show the links. Next, lookup wizard. It is used to create a field that lets you select a value from another table or a list of values. Next, attachment. This type works only in Access 2007 and Access 2010 databases. It can attach data files from word processing programs, spreadsheets, graphic editing programs, and so on. Next, calculated. This field type is new in Access 2016. You can use it to create calculated fields directly in a table. Next, calculated field. This field type is new in Access 2016. You can use it to create calculated fields directly in a table. It is easiest to set field type before you enter data into the table, but you can change it at any time. Next is your understanding field properties. Microsoft Access allows each field to have a set of properties that defines and controls it. These properties include basics such as its size and format as well as rules for making entries such as specifying whether an entry is required or restricting an entry to certain values. In design view, the selected field appears in property field. Suppose I have selected contact number and data type is number. Okay. So you can see the field properties of contact number. Next, Journal tab. It contains all the properties of your field in which you are working. Okay. Next, Lookup tab. It is primarily for setting up lookup list. Okay. This is Lookup tab. Here you want to take list box. Okay. Can see the list box. This is not text box. Again, I'm going to change it into text box. Then I will save. This is text box. Now next is property information. The information about the property appears in property information. When you place the mouse pointer in a properties box, then you can see the property information. Next, yes, no property. Some properties represent yes or no questions. These are typically already filled in for you with default values. Next, drop down list. Some properties have drop down list from which you can make a selection. Next topic is change the field size. Change the field size. Okay. This is field size. I have selected contact number field. Here you can change the field size. There are different types of sizes that will be related to your field. Okay. Now next is how will you change the field size? Suppose this is number. If I want to change this field size into integer. Okay, you can see how will you change the field size. Next is validation. How will you create validation rule? By using validation rule, one can ensure accurate data entry. You can ensure that the correct value is entered in the field. If the user makes an incorrect entry, error alerts can stop the user, provide a warning, or just provide information. You can apply validation rule to a field or to a record. First, what will you do? Click on the field where you want to create validation rule. So, I have already selected this field. Here you can see selection area. Next, click on the General tab in the field properties area. This is General tab. This is field properties area. Okay. Next, click in the validation rule row and type the validation rule in that particular row. Okay, what will you do? This is the validation rule area. When you will click, you can type here. Click in the validation text row and type the text for the error message. Here you can type the error message. Okay. Students, homework for today is worksheet 1 based on chapter 1 and 2. Thank you.